Yes.
Okay, I need you to look at me.
Howdy.
Okay, we are cashing the check for you,
Yes.
and then we're doing a deposit for the check that you had written out plus the cash.
The big check goes in the LLC, the cash goes in the LLC, and the check written out to me is just cashed.
Okay.
All right?
Be right back.
Thank you. All right. Okay, I'm sitting at the bank. I promised everybody we would be streaming at 11 o'clock, and here I am, 11 o'clock, sitting at a bank, waiting to go. Hi. You're not going to look at my face very much, especially going to be forward-looking and driving and talking while we go about 20 minutes to the 3 properties that we're going to go take a look at today. Yes, if you tap your screen and you're on mobile, you can give me hearts. That would be a good thing. But anyway, we're going to look at 3 different abandoned properties. I don't care what you think. What you think's crap. Properties are a wonderful thing, especially when you're the slumlord and you're the guy that owns them. So what we're going to do is look at some properties I'm looking at buying in the bad neighborhoods, really. Well, good for you. I'm really excited about that. Not that I care. If you'd want, I can mail you a box of bed bugs and roaches and ants and mice, because that's what I deal with on a regular basis. If you're going to complain, there's no reason I'm being on this Periscope. So there's that. So we're waiting for me to get a bunch of money back from the bank, because, like I said, I'm a slumlord and I cash checks all the time and deposit money and all that garbage. If you want to watch crap like that, then follow me. Otherwise, we're going to be driving and talking about buying properties in the slums. Well, good for you. I'm so excited about that. You make my day with those kinds of comments. I don't know why you do, but there will be some downtime. Hopefully the feed won't go down too long. I'm going to be driving along a major interstate, so the feed might cut out for a couple minutes, but it'll come back up shortly. They've upgraded all the cell phone networks in this area, so I've got LTE most of the way, other than when it switches from one tower to another, right along the county line or so. Yeah. With these, 2 of them are in an estate. The owner of the estate's got real sick here recently, and the problem there is, I actually got a contact from one of his daughters trying to sell his property. 2 pretty decent looking houses on the east side. One of them's almost right where we own most of our properties. The other one's down the street from them. They're pretty nice. The prices that they're asking, they're asking $45,000 and $25,000 for the properties. The one that's $25,000's just about worth it. The one that's $45,000's high, but they asked me all these questions, and when I told them I was paying with cash, they got all excited, because most people don't expect anybody out there has cash to buy properties. They mostly expect financing and all that garbage. So I'm hoping that going into them and saying, hey, I'll give you $60,000, you're asking $60,000, I'll give you $40,000 cash today. I'm hoping that that'll perk them up. I know that most of the time it does, especially when I get in these houses that are abandoned, and it's like, okay, every day that it's vacant, you risk someone breaking into it, you risk the copper being stripped out of it, which has happened right down the street from this one we're looking at. Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right. Anyway, I'm just about ready to leave the bank now. They like the delicious slum money off of these bed bug houses, which I do too, but anyway, I promised everybody I'd be on at 11, and here I am. The thing I'm really excited about and wanting to do is do a Twitch broadcast. Yeah, they got pink mail tubes. It's great. Alright. Now you guys won't complain about my face. Hopefully I'll be able to see comments, but who knows. Now, I'm going to be driving and talking, which I'm sure, you know, ow, like crap. Probably is not a safe thing, but oh well. I'll try not to die. So if you guys ask a question or have a concern, and I don't answer it, just ask it again. Because, like I said, I am driving, so. Alright, you're back on, cool. Anyway, if the feed drops, just get back on, it'll come back up. Because at a minimum, I'll be broadcasting these 3 houses we're taking a look at. Periscope's one of those things where I really want to do more often. It'd be nice, especially some of these houses we get in. I don't know about these 2 estate deals, but one's a foreclosure we're getting in. And it's really nice. It's like a 4 or 5 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2,600 square feet house, and they're only asking $40,000 for it. The neighborhood's really not too good. It's not that bad though. So it's an average middle, you know, average to low end area, but I can get probably $800 a month out of rent on it. And for $40,000 asking price, which I probably could get him down to 30 or even 35, it's a really good deal on that type of stuff. So we're going to get in it and we're going to figure out, you know, is the plumbing tore out? What's going on with it? We'll figure out what's going on with it. I don't expect there to be any problems today on either of these. You know, I've shared it before. You know, I've been in houses and stuff and almost fallen through the floors, and, you know, properties that have been vandalized and destroyed and all that crap. But I don't run into them too often, and these should be pretty straight deals. The estate deal is going to be kind of neat. I'm excited. I'm pretty excited about that one. So, we're headed to Chillicothe, Ohio, which I'm not sure if it tagged my location. It would be kind of neat if I would stream my location as I drive there, but I don't know if that's a possibility or what. Alright, so here's the major highway. The only one in the county. And once again, I'm headed to Chillicothe, Ohio, which is kind of south of the capital. It's like 10 degrees out, Fahrenheit. For those people who do not believe in freedom units, that would be, I think, -10 Celsius. Do any of you guys have questions or concerns at this moment? You should have, the mobile users should have the ability to ask questions. I don't think the desktop users can. I would offer to sing songs about going to the slums, but yeah, no one wants to hear that. So we're in Circleville right now, which is where my office is for the most part and everything. This is the major stretch of the road. There's really not a whole lot between here and Chillicothe, so it's going to be kind of boring. But I told everybody I'd start at 11, so we're starting at 11 to keep my promise. I had posted stuff on Instagram, but my day went to heck. You know, way before 11 o'clock. We ordered the rest of the materials to finish off the flip that we've got in Kingston, and the problem there has been just, everything's gone wrong. But this time, you know, to add insult to injury, I ordered 300 feet of 1x4s, and they got down to order them, and they said, hey, these aren't 10 feet long, they're 3 feet long. So Menards in their wonderful glory has screwed up the the 2x4 order, so I had to unscrew that. They got doors, and then they lost doors that we had ordered, and then they found them, and then they lost them again. Menards is really, really cheap, but their customer service is garbage. And their website's garbage too. I can't believe that they sell as much stuff as they do. But somehow they do. So anyway, if you're just joining now, we're on our way to Chillicothe, Ohio to look at some abandoned houses. It's going to take, unfortunately, probably about 20-25 minutes to get down there. So you're stuck with listening to me talk. And I'm just going to ramble on and on and on and on about a bunch of garbage real estate stuff and slumlord stuff and so on and so forth. I'd really hoped to start the stream down there in Chillicothe, but yeah, that didn't happen. So we're on there. I've got my appointments all set up, lockbox codes, everything that I needed to in order to get down there to look at the 3 properties. One's like a 3-bed, 1-bath house on the east end. It's an estate deal, so the guy's sick and just doesn't want to put up with being a landlord anymore, which usually is pretty good for me. But he's got probably 5 or 6 houses he owns on the east end. Through the magic of technology, you can do a lot of background checking on properties and owners and stuff. So I've determined he's got like 5 or 6 on the east end. He wants to sell 2 of them. So our job today is to figure out why is he wanting to sell these and keep the others. Maybe we can hash out a deal while we're down there. That's a possibility. I doubt it. Just because I have to go back to investors and stuff and see whether or not they want to buy the property, whether they want to pony up the cash, so on and so forth. And if any of you guys are on the Slack page, I would appreciate, letting everybody know that we're streaming now. Let me see if I can figure out who's all on. Alright. There's all these admin console commands, and obviously it's not very safe to do while driving. Yeah, so hopefully I won't be the first person on Periscope to live broadcast a wreck, but we'll see. More than anything, I need to stop looking at this stupid screen while I drive, because that's obviously not safe. I don't have heavy-duty life insurance either. Maybe it'd be one of those things where it'd be beneficial for all my investors that I die and they get a big payout. But at this current time, we don't have that set up. I guess if anybody wants to send me a couple $100 so I can buy said nice life insurance, that'd be cool. It does say there's a couple mobile users on, but it looks like maybe the rest of them are desktop users. So that means people are coming on from IRC and from Slack that haven't installed the app, which I understand. I hate, for the most part, mobile technology, but ever since they upgraded the network that I'm on, which is T-Mobile, which I've had for since 2001, so what, 15 years? They've upgraded all the towers in this area, and now, for the most part, you've got 20 to 30 meg service between Circleville and Chillicothe, which is about a 20-minute drive or so. Now here's a neat little property that we looked at a long time ago. It's actually the reason I got in real estate. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's a place called Gold Cliff. Gold Cliff was one of the first settlements in the state of Ohio. Back in the, I think, early 1700s, maybe late 1600s. Anyway, a bunch of Christian missionaries from the east, meaning New York, Pennsylvania type area, they came to Ohio to tell the native Indians about Jesus. And they actually converted a whole bunch of Shawnees, which are the big Native American tribe from this area, or at least they were. And they built a town right back there that I showed you. And at some point, the other Shawnees that were not converted to Christianity and other Indian factions were very, very upset about the white men coming. So back there, they killed them all. It's called Gold Cliff, and there's a small rise, and I don't know if you can see it, but we're actually kind of on an incline. But they pushed all 3,000 missionaries and converted Native Americans off the cliff. And every so often they find bones, and they find human skulls, and they find all this crap back there. But anyway, like 10 years ago, my brother and I tried to buy it to turn it into a paintball field because the guy was in massive trouble with the state of Ohio. That didn't work out. For some reason or another, I decided, this real estate stuff looks really cool. Let's get into it. So since then, I've been in real estate, buying rental properties. I specialize from just about day one in foreclosures because, abandoned properties and old houses and stuff that's dilapidated has a huge interest to me for one reason or another. And for the most part, you can either be a real estate agent selling people houses, or you can be the guy buying them. And if out of those two people, the guy that's buying them is the one that's making the money. The real estate agent isn't making any money. They drive 7 days a week, and for the most part, they don't make much money. Landlords, I've never met a poor landlord that has more than a couple. My parents actually rented their whole entire lives up until a few years ago, where they bought a house. So I had grown up seeing the perspective of the person that is renting the property. And when you rent a property off someone, you are not in much of a position of power. Renting a property is fantastic for getting your life straight, so you can buy, but you really need to own real estate rather than rent. If you're in New York or LA or places like that, owning a house might not ever be in a possibility because of the way the market's situated. And Canada's that way too, Australia as well. Those are markets that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole on ownership, and renting in those areas is you're realistically going to be better off. But here in the Midwest and places like that, for the most part, being an owner is a very, very good thing. You'll make money. And I met a bunch of people, just the first year that I was in real estate, a bunch of people from Ohio. When you're in Ohio, you can buy properties for the price of a car just about. Well, we're going to go down here. We'll show you the street that I've got. I am a majority owner of the street, which is kind of cool. There's 30 some houses on the street. I own 5 or 6 of them, and the only person that owns multiple properties owns 2. His name's Joe. He's the big slumlord in Chiltwell. Everybody says he's the biggest slumlord. I know him as time goes on a more personal basis. He's a real nice guy. But being a landlord, slumlord, whatever you want to call him, is typically misunderstood. There's a lot of decisions that you have to make, especially when you're renting to people that are very iffy. As a landlord, I've met tons of wonderful, great, nice people. I've also met the scum of the earth. And as a landlord, you have to, unfortunately, deal with the fact that if, a scum of the earth screws you over, that immediately affects all your good and nice tenants. You can have a good, nice tenant that loses their job and they stop paying your rent, and in those cases, it affects all your good it affects all your good tenants. Lenny asked me a question about the ethical aspects of owning a REIT. A REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, which is kind of what I own. We're looking at a hybrid setup. I need to get my state broker's license, which would allow me to, own my own RE/MAX or Coldwell Banker or, ERA, whatever franchise. In the state of Ohio, you have to have the broker's license. It requires college education. You have to more or less sell 40 houses. You have to be in the business for 2 years and some other stuff. A lot of agents actually don't meet those requirements. I meet all of them with the exception I don't have any sort of college education. My feet have only darkened the hallways of a college one time to go and get my real estate license, since the state of Ohio requires a real estate license to do real estate activities for the most part, and go to accredited college. So it's really weird. I was there for 3 weeks. They have an open bar on premise with a professional chef. So it's one of those kinds of college where people sneak alcohol into the classrooms and no one really cares because all your instructors are drunks. No offense to them, but they're drunks. If you have any questions that you want to ask me about being a landlord / slumlord, real estate investment, real estate agents, feel free to ask them. I don't know how to answer your question exactly, Lenny from IRC. I just don't know how to expound on the ethics. There's professional ethics, of course, that you have to deal with dealing with investors. The cardinal sin there would be lying to your investors and cheating them out of the money. And see, some of my investors right now are streaming from the, I think, the desktop app. And see, the thing is, I've dealt with investors from all over the world, and it is so easy to screw over investors. That's really not an understatement. A lot of people complain about Goldman Sachs and these big giant banks, Chase, Bank of America, and say how, well, they're screwing the public. But the thing is, there's a lot of people that screw institutional investors too. Just in the past 2 years, I've seen personally probably $25 million worth of private capital and private investment go down the tubes. Just because someone said, hey, let's come up with a crappy business scheme and let's try to take money from investors. Now, I'd like to think I take a reasonable salary and reasonable equity in the company, and okay, I see how I deal with tenants. But I'll keep going on this. But they take an unreasonable salary, they bleed the business. It's a huge thing right now in venture capital because there's just a lot of people taking money and extorting from the investors. So there's my rant about companies. Well, I can expound on it a little bit more, and I could talk about tenants all day. I've got some really nice tenants, and I've got some crazy tenants. And the problem right now, and I'll show you what, as we go down here in Chillicothe, I'll show you the abandoned houses, the biker bars, where the bikers have gone in and bought out part of a block, and they've turned them all into like biker bars, hideouts, crap like that, which is kind of weird, but I'll show it to you. It's very difficult dealing with tenants. From my perspective, it's very, very worth it because I've got right now about 25 units that I directly own and manage. I'm hoping to hit 50 this year. I think I've got a good chance of it. But the problem is, as a landlord, you've got to go in from the perspective that everybody's lying to you and everybody's trying to cheat you. I've had a lot of people. I had one person showed up, gave me a sob story. They're living out on the streets. They both, her and her husband, have good paying jobs, so on and so forth. They were living in a house and there was electrical problems, and they almost had a fire in the kids' bedroom, and they didn't want to put their kids through a problem like that. I said, okay, that's fine. As long as you pay your rent and down payment, we'll be good to go. So I rent to them. After 2 months, they both lose their job. because I guess I don't know if they're cheating their employer or what. They both lose their job, and it goes back and forth for months. Oh, we can pay you, a third of the rent this month, but, we're just having all these family problems, so on and so forth. And here I found out that more or less they're professional tenants. And a professional tenant is someone that figures out, how they can get the most time out of a landlord. How long can they live in a house before they get evicted? And here I found out I was the fourth or fifth landlord in the chain of events. And it was due to us not running a very specific kind of background check. We ran general background checks, but there was a special background check we didn't run. On top of it, they brought bed bugs into the house. So now that property is full of bed bugs. They've moved out, they've trashed the house, so on and so forth. So the thing is, how do I set up as a landlord better systems and better methods to prevent people from doing that? On that deal, I lost like $2,000. And for me, that's a lot of money. My investors sure don't appreciate someone screwing me over on money, but it happens. We had three, thank you. Last year I had 3 different tenants I lost about $3,000 on. Or not $3,000, $2,000 a piece. So probably $6,000 last year just out of people purposely trying to screw me. 2 of the 3 brought bed bugs in. So we've had to deal with bed bugs. Bed bugs are absolutely terrible. They're awful, they're vile, they're vicious, they put roaches to shame. So we've had to deal with bed bugs, we have to deal with all this garbage. And it's really aggravating because for every time I get cheated out of money, it hurts somebody. And it hurts the people that work for me. It hurts me and my family that I'm trying to provide for. And it hurts the other tenants because suddenly now, I have to be stricter on late fees. I have to be stricter on, if your rent is due the 4th of each month and it's the 15th and you're a good person, you're a nice person, you just are having problems. Now I'm suddenly faced with a point of figuring out, okay, is this person trying to screw me on the rent and take money from me? Or do they legitimately have a financial concern? And, early on, I've told tenants and stuff, I said, I want to work with you. I don't want to put anybody out on the street. And now it stands at the point where I am ready and willing and happy to put someone out on the street. Because, and I'm sure that sounds terrible to some extent, but it's something that it just has to be done. I don't want to do it, but if someone doesn't abide by the rules, then sorry, you're out of luck, and things have to happen because, I need paid. The people that have families that work for me need paid. The investors want paid because they've entrusted money to me. Otherwise, I'm really no better than, Madoff, who took everybody's money and lied to them. Of course, I don't have $5 billion. If I did, I wouldn't be doing Periscope right now. But, well, maybe I would. I don't know. But, everybody needs paid. And when people try to screw me because they have this false pretense that I have money, it's really, 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 really problematic. So we're actually in Chillicothe right now. So we're at that part. We're headed to our first house. This is the infamous East Side. This is what all the people on the West Side say is our slums. I actually really like this area. It's nice. Yeah, it's hard to balance. I like this area. They have had, and they continue to have a lot of heroin problems. They have some meth problems, as we talked about me having a meth lab in one of my last houses that we had to deal with. But I like this area. The problem is there's just some streets where every house is either heroin addicts or meth labs. And my job for the investors is try to figure out which street is which. So we're right on the east end. I just pulled off a main street. We're going down this street here on Cleveland. And we're going to talk to either the elderly gentleman himself or the elderly gentleman's daughter who is administering his estate. I think we passed it, unfortunately, but we'll figure it out. We're headed there. We'll be there in like 2 or 3 minutes. So, Cleveland. No, that's Columbus. Shoot. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm supposed to meet him at 11:30. Can one of you guys? Oh, let's see. Okay, it's right at 11:30. So I'm supposed to meet him at 11:30ish to take a look at it. So hopefully they don't. He doesn't get all worried that I'm trying to run out on him because I don't show up on the exact time. Unfortunately, I've missed the turn or I've done something. Let's see. Yeah, here's a nice abandoned baseball field. I don't know. Okay. See, like, look at those houses. I like them. It's a nice little subdivision, but we're in the midst of a heroin epidemic, so these kinds of houses are worthless. And there's jobs here too. It's really kind of a weird situation because as someone without any job history, without much experience, without any formal education, you can show up as a warm body down to Walmart. Here's an abandoned school, which is kind of interesting. You can show up to Walmart as a warm body and you can make 10 to 11 bucks an hour, which is, my eyes. Pretty good under a tidal wave of credit problems. But if you're willing to, go out and buy a house, well, you can get like a house, like any of these houses right here. They're like $200 a month. And yeah, well, this actual street's really nice, to be honest with you. This is a pretty good neighborhood right here. But it's very, very problematic that people just don't have that kind of foresight to say, okay, let's stay off drugs. And here we go. That's it. Let's stay off drugs and let's not cause people problems and let's buy a house. Well, that's between you and them. But overall, we do have a heroin epidemic here, and it's because they shut down all the pill mills. And the pill mills were selling OxyContin for, you go get a bottle of OxyContin or Percocet or that kind of stuff. Let's see the address. You could get a bottle of Percocet for $20, and you could get high for at least a couple days. Oh, great. I've already missed it. So I'm going to do a U-turn in the middle of the street. Just don't tell anybody. But you could go buy a bottle of Percocet for $20 or so, and then the state attorney general came through and they destroyed all the pill mills, which I understand. You had a lot of kids getting into their parents' medicine cabinets and they were getting high off of it. But they shut down the pill mills, and all these people were addicted to your general strength opiates like Percocet and OxyContin, and suddenly you can't get your fix for $20. What do you go to? Well, one pill now is $20. You go from a bottle for $20 of generic OxyContin and generic Percocet to one pill being $20. Okay, so that is no longer in the realm of possibility. So what do you go to? And it becomes an economic decision. Pot's too expensive, and it's not an opiate. So what kind of drug do you consume? Well, you go to heroin, which is like the worst of the worst in terms of addictiveness and problems it creates. So we've got this heroin epidemic down here, and it has really caused problems in the real estate market. All right, now I'll try to figure out which one. Okay, I think this is our guy. I'm going to be talking to him. All right, well. All right, let's see. I'm gonna stop talking here in a minute. Yeah, this is the elderly gentleman. Like I said earlier, he's been having health problems, I guess, and he just wants to get rid of this house. Just, looking off. Just looking in front of it, it doesn't look like too bad of a deal. So you're not going to get me ranting and raving anymore. We're going to go through and look at it. Don't anybody say anything. Be quiet. I'm going to tell them you're investors. Every single one of you. Howdy.
Hi, bud. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Are you the person that just is coming down?
I hope so. Are you the guy that's supposed to meet me?
I'm just 3 different people supposed to come to that.
Oh.
I didn't know, but my daughter said you was coming.
Yeah. I think I talked to your daughter on Facebook.
Yeah. She saw you on that.
All right.
And while I'm out here, see, I sold this for $60,000 on with 2 extra lots and everything.
Okay.
And the people were supposed to put a roof on that garage, and they didn't.
Well, that's good.
And I went down in West Virginia, and I come back when they had moved out, and let some black people move in it.
I can relate to you on there.
And it was 3 weeks they were in it, and I come back, and I told them, I said, I knocked on the door, and I said, hello. And he was wanting to put siding on this, put drywall on it, or siding or something, and he didn't do nothing. And he come back. I went out and told him, I said, I'm taking you back to my lawyer today, and I want the deed back.
Yeah. So you did a land contract, I assume?
I did that time. He
Okay.
told me to give me 60 for you. Worked out 10 worth. I thought he had money, but you don't know people no more.
Well.
This here has got. I've got 5 rows of blackberries back there. I got a couple rows of rhubarb down through here.
Oh.
And I've got.
Okay, so this is. Oh, wow. Okay.
This all goes with it.
This is a whole. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and down the street here, people buying these lots for $3,500, and they're putting double lots down.
Yeah, I've seen a couple lots sell down in this area.
You can do that with a double lot.
Huh. I'm from Circleville, so Chillicothe zoning's a little unique to me, and I'm.
I worked at Circleville 36 years.
Oh, where'd you work at in Circleville?
Georgia Pacific.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't think of anybody offhand that I know that works at Georgia Pacific, but.
And I live down here. It's pretty good around here. And
Yeah, this.
I have had. I own that White House over there, but that yellow, and I just sold it a couple of weeks ago.
What'd you-
sold it for what is it? I think it's 3,100. So 30,000 and
31,000. Okay.
she's up there.
Okay.
And these are I'll tell you, it made me so mad. I had these all cleaned out and mowed, and that's all they wanted was this big garden.
Mm-hmm.
And now this right here has got those big black tame blackberries in it,
Sure.
and they're big as a 50-cent piece.
Oh, wow.
And here they are, and they let stuff like that in 2.5 years. They let them grow up in there like that.
That makes no sense.
Made me so mad.
Oh, I can imagine. You spend time and.
Well, I paid almost $500 for all my rhubarb and my garlic and my blackberries. I got
Oh, my goodness.
250 plants, and I got 5 rows down through there, and down through the other end, they're just letting them bear down. I think they may have cut them off on top. You're not supposed to do berries that way.
No. Gosh.
And I'm gonna come down. If I don't see them dead things, then it needs to be out of there.
Yeah.
So they'll take hand. All of these green ones will take back off, but these dead ones ain't no good in there. Man, I paid a lot of money for that. And I couldn't believe how them sprouts started on them trees there.
Yeah. See, the first one, it looks like a mulberry. But those other 2 trees down there, I deal with them all the time. They're called trees of heaven.
Yeah.
And they are literally like weeds, and they will grow to the top of your roof in 3 years.
Well, I'm going to get these out.
And they're terrible. Yeah, well.
That there 2 trees down there now is white peaches. I got them in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
I went on a vacation down there and got them starts.
Cool.
Now, what is your name?
My name is Brandon Schlichter.
Do you know Boating House is up there?
Tony
Boating House?
Oh, that last name's familiar, but I don't know him personally.
My brother, he just died. He lived out there on out by the Hargis Lake.
Oh, yeah. My parents live out that way, too.
Yeah, he lived out there. And I went up there the other day, and here about 6 months ago, his wife died, and 2 weeks ago, his wife died.
Oh, that's
We were just up there
disappointing to
the
hear.
other day. He had one daughter at home, and she's been calling us every day. I told Lorraine we're going to have to go up there and take her out for dinner.
Well, that sounds like a good plan.
Now, I sold that one down there, that white house. That's a block house. It's $3,100.
Okay.
And this one, I was going to just let a guy have it for 24, or shoot, what am I trying to say? I've been so aggravated this morning. People have been calling me all morning, and $4,500. I've knocked the $500 off of it. I'm just going to. So I don't know. That guy, he wanted that house so bad.
Yeah.
I thought, well, he'll take care of it. He never done that.
Well, the thing is, you know, once
I've
you.
been in it for 32 years.
Oh, wow.
And I buy houses all the time. I've got 11. Or I've got 2 I'm going to sell right now. I'll sell 2 at a time till I get rid of.
Yeah, and I had told your daughter that I'm currently buying stuff down here in Chillicothe.
are you?
Yeah, I've got 25.
Down here,
Most of them are down here. I got a few in Circleville.
you know, I saw the office thing up there a while ago coming down 4th Street or 7th Street up above the bypass. A big double wide up there. And I saw something, it's sticking up high as that house. And it's all out, it looked like Christmas was coming. Somebody went in there last night and they must have evicted them and made them move out through the night. Put their stuff out in the yard from the street in.
Well, that's possible. Legally, you're not allowed to do that. Legally, the bailiff has to be the one to take their stuff out or get you access to the property. What I've seen sometimes is the landlord will tell the tenant that, hey, the hammer's coming down on this day. And if they get out of the property by, midnight one specific night, they won't get sued for eviction or, court fees or something like that.
They got out here and one day the vandals come down here and he said, I told you yesterday, I want you out of here by 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
If you're not out, you will be out.
Yeah.
They come down, knocked on the door, and he said, have you got your stuff out, what you want? They said, no. He said, all right, you get out. You don't own nothing in here. We're taking it to the dump.
Yep.
And he took it. I didn't know that.
Yeah. The bailiff, I've only dealt with one bailiff down here in Chillicothe, and he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's an older man. He's been down in Piketon. He worked at Piketon Plumbing Plant. He got retired from down there, and he took that over, and his wife's a school teacher here.
Yeah, that's the other one. There's 2 of them.
okay.
That's the one, I've heard really good things about him. The other bailiff talks real highly of him.
Well, they're pretty good. I like them.
So, get in here, take a look at it.
It's a sign for rent. I was going to rent it if I didn't see it in another week or 2. I didn't sell it, but
Sure.
I'm going to sell it up to the first guy that comes.
Okay.
There's 2. One guy come, him and his wife split up, and they own the Owl Bar and Grill over here on Main Street.
Oh, yeah.
He said he'd definitely take it if I keep it 3 days in this week.
Okay.
So I said, well, the names and things are just as bad as you can't trust, and it's got central air in it.
Yep.
And it's got a brick floor and basement. Come on in, we'll go in there. Oh, I didn't know your car, because I seen that car, and that guy over there, he's been over here looking at,
Yeah.
he's got a car, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to be everywhere. I really like it.
Yeah.
I don't like them when I go down to Menard.
When they come here, they run a car through that fence. I paid $1,700 to have that.
That's terrible.
I had $1,700 for Bethel's Home Improvement over here on Main Street. Put that in for me.
That's
And
terrible.
I'm going to take it down. Tell you what I'll do. If you get it, I want you to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to move that fence. I was good enough to leave it in where they could park down through there, but they're not supposed to park on the curb. They're supposed to park out on the street.
Yeah.
And I put that back, and the guy uptown told me, come up there 2 foot from their driveway, that street. Put your fence up through there and come in here and go up that way and over a couple feet from that water tank thing there and down that way and back up.
Yep.
Or else, you wouldn't have to do that if you put it all the way up here. Just put it all the way up there.
Yep.
Because I'm going to take that out. And I just don't like paying $1,700 and then them letting stuff go.
Sure.
I have no trouble with this house.
That's good.
I've had that down there for 28 years.
Oh, wow.
I've had this one here for around 30 years. This old man here had he's got a log cabin right there. I think they're going to sell.
Huh.
It's 2 doors from that gray one from that gray one. He was a barber.
Huh.
I'm from Beckley, West Virginia. I come down here and he had a barber shop in there. And then I turned around and bought this house here off of him. He lived in this house.
That's neat.
Freeman was his name.
Okay.
That's a log cabin years ago.
That's neat. Wonder how old it is.
Yeah, let's come on in. Yeah, that guy there, he rents that house. I don't know. A lot of people got 2 stories.
I don't know. I've got a lot of people that loves 2 stories, and I got a lot of people that want 1 stories.
Oh yeah, I imagine you have.
Just a little bit of everything.
I've had a lot of calls on this one.
Yeah. For renting?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I get calls non-stop all day long.
Yeah, it's Shell takes care of part of mine. I tell my daughter just go ahead and make appointments, sit them down, and I'll go down.
Good.
I've got this one and one on Riverside.
Yeah, and I told her I wanted to look at the one
And
on Riverside.
It's good on Riverside. Everyone I've had in that house, I've had it for 25 or 30 years, and everybody's lived in it. Just loves that Walmart store. So it goes across the walk.
Yeah.
They ain't got a car, they walk.
Yeah. I got a bunch on Scioto, which is right next to there.
Yeah, Scioto. I had some on Sycamore, and I had some up on the big 2-story one up there off of the street next past Sycamore.
I can't remember. There's Columbia. It's Hearn, Scioto, Sugar.
Yeah, they're all
Sycamore, Columbia, and then there's another one that kind of bends around, but I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. And I'm down there 3 times a week. You'd think I'd remember them.
Did you know Leonard Kogenmeyer? He was a policeman, and he had a lot of houses over in that area.
No, I don't. But I know there's a couple guys over there that are looking to get rid of just about everything they have.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because a guy I go to church with, he deals with someone, and he said he's got 10 houses there on North Sugar, just north of East Water, and which right opposite of where I got my stuff.
They evicted a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'll have to redo them and get in there or something.
I've redone a bunch of houses already, so.
Now this is a bedroom.
Okay.
And this is a living room, and I paneled this and put the ceiling in it years ago.
Oh, looks pretty cool.
And I built this wooden end here.
All right.
And it's a closet there, and there's a kitchen here. My son-in-law has been helping me some. I had a broken back.
Oh my goodness.
My back's not being tore up.
Oh, if you had a broken back, I could imagine.
I was building Scott's Lumber Company out there, me and some contractors, and they put me up on a scaffolding about 25, 30 feet. And I didn't know who shed that.
That's a good collar.
They painted it. Now I get $77,000, $700 a month out of this.
Oh, wow.
And there's people already wanting it.
Yeah.
But I want to rent it for the winter. I can't pay the gas bills and all.
Yeah. Are you for $700 a month? Are you including utilities or not?
They pay their utilities.
Okay.
No, you don't pay their utilities. And this is goes down in the basement.
Okay. I don't think I'll need to see the basement. I'll trust you on it.
Well, I'll just
Okay.
not that bad. It's all brick, block, and it's dry. It goes way over the other side of the house. Just step down there and look across there. Hold on to the rail there.
Yeah.
That's a light there. It's on down there.
Okay. It's a neat looking rail.
Yeah.
Do you know when you did this concrete block work down here?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I ain't had too much trouble with this house. Oh, watch my head.
Yeah. Oh well. I didn't hurt myself too bad this time, so that's a good thing.
Oh, where you live in Circleville?
East Ohio Street. Do you know where Ohio Market is?
Yeah.
Right in that area.
Yeah, most of the people that wanted this had like that ground out there. I'm going to put carpet in this one.
All right.
They pulled my tiles up.
Yeah, they just destroyed your tiles.
Oh, they're just crazy, I tell you. But they didn't. I don't know. I think they thought I'd let them people rent this house and then let them stay here. No, I can't.
Yeah, I had that same kind of garbage pulled on me
Oh, have you?
last month. Yeah, we had to evict them. My brother's church offered to put some people up in one of my rentals.
Yeah.
So they helped them with the deposit, down payment. Both of them had money coming in. They're both disabled.
Yeah.
And after 2 or 3 weeks, they moved some felon in. He was selling drugs out of the house, and I evicted them, and the bailiff came in, and we found a backpack with drugs in it, and we had to call the fire department and all sorts of stuff. Now, this is only one story?
One story.
One story, okay.
It's got upstairs from the back, it's got a door up, goes inside.
Okay.
But it ain't got no
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the layout and where the bedrooms are.
Shutters and stuff. That's a bedroom in there. That blue is a bedroom. And they put bunk beds on that, and that goes down into the basement.
All right.
Like that, for the kids, boys.
That's interesting.
But
All right. I think I've got a pretty good handle on this one.
you go ahead, whatever you think,
Yeah.
and I'll let you have it for 45.
All right. And she said you had one over on Riverside for 25,000.
24.
24. Okay.
If you want it for that.
All right.
And that's 25 listed.
Okay. How is it shape wise compared to this one and
Now,
everything?
that one runs. That one's got 2 bedrooms. And a big kitchen.
Okay.
It's got a big bedroom, and then a littler bedroom. It's got another bedroom, kitchen big as this,
Okay.
and it's got a washroom over here, about in that door over here on the back. And over this way, it's got the bathroom over here. And I'll tell you why I'm going to let you have that one for 45 or for
24.
24. Them people had to let some boys come in there, and I had Clemens, Homer Clemens down here. You know him, probably.
Yep.
He's worked for me a lot.
Yeah.
I had him go over there and put a new sewer plumb in from the street in. Cost me $3,200.
Oh my goodness.
I put a brand new roof on that house 2 years ago,
Okay.
and I put a brand new furnace in it last year.
Oh.
And it had a furnace. Don't let them, if you get it, don't let them put that gas stove in the front room on, because kids will go in there and get that and put that gas stove in. I took it, unhooked it.
Okay.
I don't want no one to hook it.
Yeah.
Leave it there to look at. But it's like this. It's got a big thing here with brick and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but I just took that when I had him to hook out furnace and everything up for me. I had him unhook that stove, and he said, it's the best thing you ever done to unhook it. He said, don't let him play with it.
Man.
And so it will work. You'll get back up, but I just don't want it hooked up because I'm afraid somebody will get burned up.
Oh yeah.
See, back in West Virginia, I lived in Beckley, West Virginia, where I was born. My dad was a coal miner down there, and our house caught on fire on Easter Sunday.
Huh.
Burned everything we had up.
Oh.
We never had nothing. See, I bought my mom and dad a house, and we moved here.
Wow.
I bought them a house down on Rennick,
Huh.
and I went down and told my dad and mom got to getting older, and so I told my mom, my dad, he died, and I said, Mom, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, I'm buying houses and fixing them and working in them, and I'm going to take your house. I bought it for you and Dad, but it's your house. And I'm going to take the deed up, if you'll let me, and turn it over to me, and I'll give you $10,000 to put in your bank account to spend. As long as you're living, you can live here. You won't have to move. But boy, she wouldn't move an inch. She wouldn't take that at all. She thought you was taking something from her. Older people's that way.
Yeah.
They won't let you. They
Yeah.
think that you're going to take them for something. But I went down there and asked that city. I said, "Could I buy that house back reasonable or something?" They said, "No, we're putting it up for auction." And I said, "You'll have to pay the auction bid on
Yeah.
it." And so I said, "No, I done paid the one on it. I ain't going to pay no more. I won't have to go down there and bother again."
Yeah.
And so, oh yeah, them two peach trees out there will have peaches on them this summer.
Cool.
They had them on them last summer. But I'm gonna have to get. I bought my son-in-law a big riding mower, one of them orange ones out the Lowe's.
Oh,
Nice big mower, $2,400. And I said, "I don't get to mow my grass like I do." I said, "I'm gonna just pay for your lawnmower and you just go mow my grass some for me." And he did. He's good as gold.
Good to
And
hear.
I bought him a house. Him and my daughter over on Keller Road.
Oh,
5 acres and a house.
Wow.
And a big barn, a big garage.
I wish my parents would do that for me.
Well, I had nothing when I was growing up. And what do I have to do? I can get stuff and do with it. And I've never been delinquent on a bill. I never put all my money in the bank. And I go to that bank, they ask me, "So when you on another house?" I said, "I ain't gonna buy no more." She told me I couldn't buy no more. I go in there, they said, "Boy, your wife's gonna get you if you come in here buying a house." I said, "She ain't gonna get me in here." You know, so shut up. And she worked all of her life, and I worked all my life. My mom and dad had 13 kids.
Oh my goodness.
I just help.
All right.
Where you go to church?
Church Triumphant in Kingston. Well, outside Kingston, there on
That's
180.
a nice church, Triumphant.
Yeah.
We bought the Lighthouse Baptist, bought the one there next to McDonald's.
Yep.
And you know that boy, Ryan Blevins. There's 3 of them boys.
Okay.
All 3 of them go to church. And he's got, well, the one out on Clinton Road, and one out on the Craft Mall, and I got the one up there. And you know, when he come here 10 years ago, that's about 8 years ago, 9, he had 6 people in his church. He come from up at Wilmington, from courthouse. Well,
Okay.
and he come down here, and I went out there, and I said, "How in the world is he going to ever get a church started and got just 6, 8 people?" Well, my brother and his wife and different ones, and their mom and them, they started swarming in out there to the gas thing across from Sunburger. Where they pump that gas out of that thing over there. They fixed that up. Had church in it. Then they had church at one of them little hotels out there on the end of the bridge. It went on. He's got over 600 in all 3 of them.
Oh my goodness.
You never would believe it. But he helps people. He gets out and goes and talks to people.
Yeah, they bought property. I think if it's the same church I'm thinking of, they bought property up in Circleville. They bought the old school there down by McDonald's.
That's where they bought.
Yeah,
They got church in
Oh,
here.
okay. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
McDonald's down here.
No.
Yeah, and they're building a big old homeless shelter up in Circleville too.
Are they?
Yes, they are. They're going to take the gym or something, I think, and
I'll
convert it to
tell you
homeless.
something. If you ever want to get close to him, talk to him, you tell Ryan Blevins and him and his wife and the boys that's with him that you know Gene Stockridge.
Okay.
You know the boys down here, and you get to talking to somebody like that, you might help them or they might help you.
Okay, sounds good
But
to me.
they go. They went out every day. Ryan, he's got 4 kids.
Huh.
He lives out on Owl Creek,
Okay.
out on 400, out on 50, off of 50.
Okay.
That's where it's off of that
All right.
subdivision. But I've been just so tired of this,
Yeah,
and I got my back.
yeah. I've been talking to a lot of older people that
Well,
are
you
getting
know-
out of their rentals.
Are you
So
saying I'm old?
no, I mean
How old do you think I am?
they've had, let's say 50.
Who?
You
50?
sure? Why not?
Thank you, God. Thank you. You're lying.
Hey,
You know
it's
how-
better to go under than it is over, right?
It is.
It-
I was 77 years old, December the 18th.
Oh, that if I was to be real honest, I wouldn't have gone that high. I would have probably said mid-60s.
Yeah, everybody says around 60.
Yeah.
But
Then you're not looking too bad for your age.
Well,
then,
I
huh?
haven't had much trouble other than I hurt my back when I fell on that building out there. I fell 24 foot back
Oh my gosh.
on that cement.
Oh,
It bust my back up, and I've had 3 operations.
that's a
on it.
miracle you
And
live.
you know, it was a miracle that God helped me. I never missed no work.
Oh, that's
I
unbelievable.
was still on the board, getting paid through it, and I have never been off from work one day. Out of the 2, I worked 26 years for Georgia Pacific and 26 years for U.S. Shoe, and I worked for them house builders, them the Scott's Lumber Company out there rebuilt it.
Wow.
And
That's
but
unbelievable.
I never. They asked me. A lot of them would say, "Gene, how you get started?" I said, "You gotta want something and go for it."
Yeah.
I said, and when you get in a place making the money, you know how much money you're gonna make that week. Put half of it in the bank and leave it in the bank. Don't go back the next day and take it out. And I said, if your wife's helping you, just level your money that way and they'll work it out. Me and my wife has had, you know what we paid for our first house we bought for us? It's a big, nice house. It's worth I don't know what now, but we built onto it and added onto it, crossing Bishop with J School up there.
Okay.
It's part brick and part this. Took us 3 years to pay for that, me and my wife.
Huh.
3 years I started paying on it, and I'd pay $1,000. I'd pay $1,500, and if I had what I had down there at the Mutual Savings and Loan, I'd go get it out and put it on. I've got that bank book yet today. 3 years we paid our bank book off.
Wow.
You know, and so many people gets in there and they want to go bankrupt.
Oh yeah.
They're getting something free for nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that for nothing.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that just they either can't manage their money very well or they don't want to manage their money well.
That's what it is. Well, my wife, I have had new cars and new trucks. My wife's had new cars and stuff, and we never had no problem. I've been married 55 years. We ain't had a bit of problem, and I just thank God that we got along like we did.
That's good.
She's got the bank books and stuff. I don't keep them. Some people keep something ahead on, think they're ahead of their wife or their husband,
Yeah.
and it ain't. If they get gone, it's gone before you think about it, and it's gone.
Yeah, I've seen people like
I just put
that.
it in the bank.
Yeah.
No, I listen. I appreciate talking to you.
All right.
Coming down, but no, I've got 3 people coming this afternoon.
Okay.
If you want it, whenever you tell me you want it, it'll be for you. You'll be
Okay.
sure that day.
Yeah.
Well, that minute. They're supposed to come back today.
Well, that's fine. I need to go back and crunch some numbers.
Well, you go right ahead.
So I
and
don't want to hold
crunch
you
it,
up or.
But I'll let you have it for $45,000. I'll let you have that over there for $24,000.
Okay, and I'll drive back over there and take a look
They're
at
the best
it.
houses to rent. I never in my life. I've had probably 8 or 10 people over there.
Huh.
I let that girl live there. That boy worked over Kim was her husband,
Uh-huh.
and him and her ain't married, but they had a little boy. He's 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They lived there, going on 5 years.
Wow.
His dad had him living there, his boy, but his dad started driving a city garbage truck here in town.
Okay.
He down in Piketon. He went down there and got out. It put garbage in the truck, and a car come down the road and ran over him and killed him. Cut him plumb in two.
Oh, that's so
Same
terrible.
Same evening, I just got back from Myrtle Beach. Went on a vacation that week. He said, well, ain't you heard about Dad? I said, no, what's the matter with your dad? He said, he got killed last week. I said, oh gosh, you can't tell me that.
That's terrible.
I told him we was in Myrtle Beach, and I didn't know it. And I said, just keep the rent money, and I said, you probably need it. And I said, but then he got with that girl he's with, and they had a little baby, and they got behind on their rent and paying and everything. Never paid me nothing. They owed me $7,000.
Oh my gosh.
I told them the other day, I said, I tell you what, I've told you I'm going to put you out. This time I'm going to put you out. No kidding. I said, I will put you out Saturday. And I'm going to give you a chance to get out. If you don't get it out, I'm going to set it up. And I did.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been gone. And to come to find out, she had had some boy coming down there, and she was 2 months pregnant.
Oh, gosh.
But I just told him, I said, I ain't going to be easy with you no more. I said, my wife said, how did you let them get by with $7,000? I said, hon, if you go to somebody's house and you know they're into trouble and they ain't got no money, they ain't got no money to pay you. And you ain't no use arguing with them, because you might as well just watch the dust blow. And I did. I let them live there. I did. I didn't want to. I don't feel like pushing somebody out. I mean, I worry about that all the time.
I do too, but the thing that I've realized...
But you can't do it no more.
No, because it's like that one, they had a mobile meth lab, the police called it. And one of mine,
yeah.
And there, like I said, there are people that my brother's church moved into the property. And it's cost me a whole bunch of money to fix their problem.
Reckon some of them knowed you?
Huh?
What some of them knowed you that recommended him to move in?
Well, they thought he had got clean. He started going to church. They thought he had turned his life around. Maybe he had for a while.
Yeah.
And they moved him in there because he needed a place to live with him and his I guess they weren't married, so him and his girlfriend or whatever. And they were their church was trying to work with him, trying to get him set up, help him find a little job to have, so on and so forth. And so everything was working good. And then he started getting in with these drug addicts that he had been in jail with at some point or another, and decided, hey, I'm going to move these people in.
My granddaughter is 20 years old, and she's going to college up on the hill, and she's a manager of McDonald's out there on Western Avenue.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear about what happened out there?
No.
She went into work the other night, and a guy that went to school with her come down there, and he dressed like a woman.
Okay.
And she knew he done that. And he come up to the window, and Lori was standing there, and he said, he put a mask on and come up to her window, and he had a gun in his hand.
Oh, gosh.
And he said, I want all your 20s. He thought she didn't know him. But she said, Dad, I knowed him, said, before he done that, because he goes to school with us. And said, we knew he done that when he was in school. And when he come up, she said, I seen him put that mask on. And she said, I knowed right then, that had to be that boy that done that cross-dressing.
Huh.
And come to find out, she said, well, I'll go right over here next door. She said, I got a bunch of 20s in boxes over here. I'll go over and get a box. She went over there and pushed all the alarms for the police, got him before they got out.
Good.
But he got away from the police.
Oh.
And he went and turned himself in yesterday.
Huh.
But to beat it all, I bought a house a couple of years ago down there on Dayton Street, and he lives 2 doors from that.
Huh.
They were down there the other day on him.
That's
I
interesting.
don't know what they'll do to him, but she said he pulled a gun out and told her.
That's armed robbery.
That'd scare you to death, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how she took it, because I'd scare me, I know.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Listen, you...
All right, you have a good day.
You let me know.
All right, I will do that.
You call me or whatever.
I'll do that. If you don't hear from me, you just keep on keeping on. Do what you need to do.
You just give me 3 or 4 days or whatever.
I only need a couple hours to run my math over it. So
You just... If you don't call me back, I'll know.
okay, sounds good.
You take it easy.
All right.
I'm sure good to talk to you.
Been nice talking to you too.
If you get in up there at the Lighthouse Baptist Church, them boys is just like gold.
I've heard real good things about
They're
them.
just like you. They're common. And me.
That's
I
good to
talk
hear.
them and
Yeah.
If you get a chance.
I'm sure that, Circleville's a small town. I'm involved with a bunch of different people from a bunch of different churches up there, so I'm sure I'll see them around town soon.
Ryan and I don't know all their names.
Yeah.
They're preaching up there. Ryan's in our church out here. He goes up there sometimes.
Okay.
But I don't know how he ever could tuck on. Them churches was up like 100,000.
Oh my goodness.
And he's got them marked way down. They got people from the meet over there. And he puts in so much money to get the bills paid down and stuff.
Yeah.
He meets it.
Great. Good to
I'll
hear.
tell you. Listen, bud,
All right.
I really appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate you talking to you too.
You take it easy. Now give me a call as soon as you can. If
All right.
you don't, leave it on my answering machine.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
You take it easy.
All right. You too. That's a pretty nice guy to talk to. That's the thing with real estate. You hear stories, you learn things, and talk to people, and learn history about stuff, and that's part of why I enjoy it so much. We're gonna get ready to go here soon. Yeah.
I think those lots are 42.5 foot wide.
Okay.
42.5 foot wide. There's 2 lots there.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
yeah.
they go 140 foot back.
Okay.
And
All right.
So that's I just want to get you on that.
All right. Well, I appreciate that information.
You take it easy.
All right. You too. Stay warm. What a nice guy. So we've yeah.
Run over and see the other one?
Yeah, if you want to.
Well, I'll follow me.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll turn around in the street, and now, of course, my battery's about dead. Right before the real big, nice one I want to take a look at. So, who knows what we'll be doing. We'll go down here and I'll pull around. Well, shoot. So that was a 30-minute exploration looking at kind of a interesting house. Yeah, 45 is, yeah, just a little bit too high. We'll be looking at another one later for 40 down the road, and it's a lot nicer. But this one for 24 might be pretty interesting. We'll see. This is, once again, what a day for me is like. Going around taking a look at houses. Some of them were nice, some of them were junk. That was a junk one. Not that, the thing with real estate is there's really no bad house. I mean, there's houses that are in terrible shape, but they can all be fixed. The question is whether or not it is economic to fix the house. That one, if I owned it, I would need to put in $10,000 to make it livable in my eyes. So he's asking $45,000 for it. I'd have to put in 10, so that's $55,000 for a house. Comes with 2 lots, but the problem is it's just not going to make me money. He says he gets $700 a month out of it. The only people that would pay $700 a month for something like that are drug dealers. Seems like such a nice guy. I mean, really sweet guy. But Chillicothe's changed a lot, and there's a lot of problems. And if you're paying that kind of rent, something major's going on. Now, who knows? Maybe somehow he's lucked out and got really nice people, but for $700 a month, they're probably going to end up like the person that he had over on Riverside, and rack up $7,000 in past rent and whatnot. Yeah, I can't imagine $7,000 in past rent. The worst I've done, like I've said, is $2,000. And that will never happen again, because now our policies, we don't let them go anywhere close to that. But so we're here back, turning on the main drag of Chillicothe. This is Main Street. We're on Rennick now, if you guys feel like doing Google Maps. And we're headed out to this other property, which I think will probably be a better deal. I think he wants, I'm going to take a guess and say he wants $10,000 per lot there. And he's putting maybe $25,000 on the house, or maybe he wants $35,000 for the house and he wants $5,000 a lot. At any rate, in any regards, it's way too much money. We just can't make money off of it like that. And, you know, he's got somebody else supposedly that's interested in it, and good for them. If they're wanting to pay some obscene rate for that house, then more power to them. I've got one right down the street. And when I mean down the street, I mean right there on Douglas. And I bought it for $15,000. And we put another 15 to 17 in it. So I've got 30 to 32 in it. And it is nicer in every single regard. With the small exception, that house had central air conditioning. I don't have central air conditioning hardly in any house that I own. I'm just always kind of paranoid about the condenser being stolen. But, you know, my favorite saying, it is what it is. And that's kind of the case with these kinds of houses. You find deals, you find dumps, you waste time. And this could very well be a waste of time today, talking to this guy. Or it could be, you know, I could make tons of money off this guy. Who knows? You know, he told me about that log cabin right next down the street that they're wanting to sell. I could come back in a couple weeks and talk to that guy with the log cabin, and maybe he wants $10,000 for it. And maybe it's gorgeous inside. You just don't know. One of the big real estate guys I've talked to has said things along the lines of, your net worth is equal to your network, meaning the more people you know, the more money you will make. And that is a very true thing, because we live in an information society, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. And we've always had an information society. It's just now that a lot of the information is online. And the thing is, living in an information society, you can use things you know to make money. There's nothing, I mean, I am not skilled by any stretch of the imagination. There's not a lot that I can do that's better than anybody else. But the thing that I am decent at is learning new information, and I'm okay at executing it. So, you know, I've gone out, started this business. We've got 25 rental units, so on and so forth. Now look at these houses. We're still on the East End in Heroin Town. And I don't know if you can see those, but those are like really nice houses. I mean, if I was up in Circleville where I live, we're still on the East End. These houses, you know, like down that street, not this street so much, but that other street, those would be $110,000 houses. Easy. I tell you right now, they sell for about half of that. You know, we'll look at, those are $60,000 to $70,000 houses. I'll angle it so you can look at these different houses. And some of these roads, you turn down them, they're great, and other ones are war zones. Here's East Fairview. We're still on the east side. I think here's North Watt Street. Now pay attention. I'll show you something. This is Watt and Water. Watt's actually pretty decent. There's houses down there. Oh, look, kind of nice. Some of these are a little dumpy, but they're not too bad. The next street here is North Brownell. And North Brownell holds the record of having someone murdered last year. They found a body right down there. There's only 1 or 2 murders the whole year, and they were on North Brownell. Oh. And so that's kind of the neighborhood you're in. Nice houses, murder. And here's a new house being built. I actually know the guy that's building it. He's a part of the Investor Association. And now we're into the dumpy part. The part where I own a bunch of houses. This is East Water Street in Columbia. This is East Water and North Sugar. I don't own anything on North Sugar. I really don't know why he's turning on North Sugar, but he is. Okay. Actually, I own the house right down there, the big white one. Okay. Yeah, this is Heroin Town right here. And this represents a good cross-section of Chillicothe, the dump. You got houses here, and a lot of them are in crap condition. And you got houses like that. They're in really good shape. You know, this side of the street, there's a bunch of really nice houses. The other side of the street, all crack dens. This side of the street, not too bad. Look at those houses. Pretty well kept. And vinyl siding, and you got houses on here. Missing siding, they're all stripped out. Graffiti. I don't know if you can see the graffiti, but there's graffiti. Trust me. And it's just, it's crazy. Now here's a house right there. They've got listed, I think it's 228 North Sugar. I think they're asking like $35,000 for it. And, you know, it's not a bad looking house. But the neighborhood. This is the flood wall over here. This is where the Trans-America bike path is actually connecting. This is going to be a conduit here, and we'll be able to ride a bike from New York City to Los Angeles, supposedly, which would be really cool. All right, we're almost to Riverside. I really hope my phone doesn't die. I'm down to like 30%. He's just put these signs up because I was down here the other day. Oh, and their trash is out in front of the house. Cool. Yeah, my battery's dying. Oh. Oops. That's actually kind of nice. All right.
I had some of his toys out yesterday.
Yeah.
I had a guy that told me that he was mailed in there last night. I don't know. Somebody, I don't know. But he said that there was a craft mall wanting to come in down here. He wrote me a letter.
Huh.
And I never got no more from him. And he said he's going to build a craft mall on this corner block here.
Huh.
And he asked me if I'd be interested in selling mine. And I said, it was out of Cincinnati. I said, yeah, I'll sell it. And that was a long time ago. And anyhow, he never get called back.
That's interesting.
I got this little house. They rented this house for $500 a month. Never had a bit of problem.
This is 2 bed?
Huh?
2 bedroom?
Yeah, 2 bedroom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in this area is where I got most of my rentals.
I was wanting to put a porch over this, and I put the deck in, but that boy said he'd help me. He wouldn't help me do nothing.
Yeah.
He was all done gone. So I haven't had, and I put a new roof on it. I ain't looked at it. Oh gosh.
Yeah, looks good.
I put new splicing around the chimney. So, and then we were down here the other day taking stuff out of the house, and some boy kicked that under the store. But I'm gonna make my son-in-law get 12, wanting to mark it down for $500. We can get them storm doors out here at Lowe's for $100 a piece.
Sure.
But people tear them up fast as you get them.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I haven't had too bad of luck with storm doors.
Oh, my hands are getting cold.
Well, that's not good.
I think I got a little key. Hope I ain't got. I got a quart jar full of keys at home.
Uh-oh.
Try this one. That's it.
All right.
Oh, goodness. Oh! And the washer and dryer and stuff will go with it.
Sure.
Because I just left it for them.
All right.
I said, if it goes out on you, you're to pay for it. You're to put one in, not me.
Okay.
And so that's what I told them. And this is, I never had very many people moving in and out. And they sure stayed in this little house that long.
Yeah, people like houses. That's the big thing.
This has got a yard and stuff, and so I don't know. my back and stuff's it's got a partial basement under it.
Okay.
In here. And this is the one bedroom. Right here.
Okay. I didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah, hit that lights come on here just a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, looks all right.
I put that up to keep there.
Sure.
But, don't let nobody hook that up on you, cause I just don't like the electric gas when they've got the furnace down there.
Yeah. Oh. This really doesn't look too bad to me.
Well, it ain't. It's not. They lived here 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I just couldn't get nothing out of him. And he'd come to me and he'd say, "Here's $50. That's all I got." And like, I didn't know. I've had this house for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
I bought it through the sheriff's departments up there at.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I would say at this point I have more interest in this one because this is the price is close to what I've been buying them for in this area,
Yeah.
and you know.
If you want one, I'll sell you the one.
Sure. All right.
Because I'm gonna try to get rid of 2 or 3.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Oh man.
All right.
Something to me, you just tell me the one you want.
Sure. Sounds good.
Or it'd be better if you could tell your wife to tell you that she'll take both of them.
Yeah, I'll tell her you said that.
Tell her I said.
I will.
What is your last name?
Schlichter or Schleister.
Schleister.
Yeah, whichever either way you want to say it.
Do we have some Schleister that lives down here?
I don't know. I know a bunch in Circleville. There's a bunch there. There's not a bunch, but there's some in Circleville. There's a whole bunch over in Fayette County, outside Washington Courthouse. There is a state senator that is a cousin of mine.
He kicked that out when I don't know. So, you want to look down here? I don't.
Nah, I don't need to see it.
Well, I'll let you look down here.
Yeah, I'll take a peek then, I guess. I'm not too terribly concerned about it.
Get lucky, I found a penny there.
Oh, there you go.
It'll. Oh, nice. I like this house. I've had 2 of
All right.
my uncles.
Looks like just brick.
It's just
All right.
brick and block down there. And
That looks fine.
And that boy, he wanted me to let the boy that got killed, his dad, his grandma called me and told me, he said, "Would you mind let the kids live in your house? Said, they like living there so much." I said, "Well, yeah, I will." My wife said, "You're just too easy." I said, "Yeah, you get at it and see how easy you can get."
Yeah, that's the big challenge with being a landlord.
Well, you got to be what you are, and you
Yeah.
can't let other people tell you what you're doing.
Yep.
Because if I did, I like to help people if I can.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, I never had nothing when I was raised up.
Yeah.
And I thank God for everything I've got now.
Yeah.
And it's paid for, and I don't owe nothing. So.
Well, that's the best thing
And
then.
here, look here, what them kids done. I don't know what they're. I never did that. They got the refrigerator plumb full of stuff.
Mhm.
Look in here. I gotta throw it out for
Okay.
trash runs Monday.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
All right.
I bought them a stove and refrigerator and washer and dryer and everything when it went. I said, "Now it's yours until you have to fix it."
All right.
You have to fix it.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I'll be getting a hold of you later, okay?
You do that.
All right. Good talking to you.
Yeah, you too, bud. I really appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate talking to you. Your effort and time. What a nice guy. All right, now out of the red light district. And we have one of those. Okay, hold on. this will be the last one we take a look at. Fortunately, my cell phone's draining. It's not even charging from the charger. It's draining quicker. So if it stops out, sorry. The video is taking out all this energy on it. And I needed my battery backup system, but I can't even find it. I don't know what my kids did with it or what. But it has disappeared. So this is Riverside and Bridge Street, and we've got someone out there advertising for tax services. Do we have anybody on here? Gerard Landstra. I hope this isn't too boring. This is my life. Today, unfortunately, hasn't been too terribly exciting so far with those houses. But talking to them's nice. That's the general schmooze time that I have. Talking to people, learning, hearing stories, telling stories, stuff like that. That's what I absolutely love about real estate. You never know, that guy probably knows 50 people that I know. Like he said, he's connected to that church in Circleville. I've got friends and family members that are connected to that. They're building a homeless shelter on the south end of town, which is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely needed. So, he's connected to that. He knows people. I know people. It's just, the way the world works. The non-connected world, non-connected to the internet's a wonderful world to be in. Getting out of, away from your screens and dealing with people, it's all a very nice thing. So on Riverside, we turn on to North Mulberry Street. Here's where we've got a duplex of mine over there. This is where the meth lab was. This is actually kind of a nicer area. We're kind of at a point where this place is going to be annexed into downtown Chillicothe. There's some really high-end restaurants. One of the, I'm not joking by this, the nicest barbecue place in the state of Ohio is right here. It is one of the highest restaurants in the state of Ohio as per TripAdvisor. Not excruciatingly expensive. All right, there's our duplex that I own there. Anyway, this place right here is called Canal Smokehouse. It's absolutely phenomenal on food. And, I got the duplex there, and this one's right, this restaurant's right here. So that's kind of nice. I'm hoping one day maybe if I have to sell that house, I can get triple the money out of it. We only paid $35,000 for it. We've put some money in it, not that much money into it. I think we put $12,000 into it. So for $47,000, I've got that big giant duplex down there. And we're in the downtown district of Chillicothe. There's like all these craft malls and artesian type shops, barbers, different stuff. General downtown life. Chillicothe is Ohio's first capital back in the early 1800s. Then they moved it to Columbus after some time. And there's a little historical marker over there from the Ohio Historical Society saying it's the first capital district. So who knows what that's supposed to mean. It means that they get more money off people, I guess. So we're here at North Mulberry and East Main. We're headed down a little bit farther. I'm getting lower and lower and lower on battery. It's terrible. So hopefully we can at least look at this property a little bit before it shuts off. We got it plugged into the car charger, but it's not working too well. Anyway, right, we're on South Mulberry Street. We're headed into an area where there's kind of a good deal of prostitution. So that's kind of depressed the prices. There was a shooting here last year. That has not helped. You got a lot of historical homes kind of in this area. Nice, big, expensive homes. But due to the gentrification and other problems in the area, it's kind of gone down. Like, you know, if you turn right here, it's really nice. Really, really, really stinking nice. And even there, look at those houses. Some of these are $200 and some $1,000 houses. And we're looking at one I can pick up for probably 30s. I could probably pick it up for $35,000. And it's because of the way the market works. People don't want to invest in real estate. It's non-dignified work. It's not fun work. A lot of people just complain about it, and they equate it to manual labor, and if you're a manual laborer, you're stupid. That's kind of what I hear from people. You know, all these tech startups, this is the house. You know, all these tech startups, and they say, "Oh, you're in real estate? Oh, you're retarded. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have the skills to be an IT or tech startup." And it's like, I enjoy it. It's fun. I go in these houses. My day's way more interesting than sitting in front of the computer screen the whole time. All right. My cell phone's telling me, plug in. All right. Look at this thing. Broke the window. There you go. All right. Look at this. This is someone's rehab they failed at. Sink and plumbing and crap like that. Oh, look at this. An iron item tells you where you are. How cool is that? In case you forget where the bathroom is. Look at this. Look at these solid oak posts. There's some ceiling damage. These are at least, I'd say, 14 feet high ceilings. Oak doors, oak everything. Look at this. There's designs all the way around the carpeted area. Oak casing on the windows. This is less than the first house we looked at. Needless to say, this is a really nice house. Needs plenty of work, but it could really be something. There's some plaster damage. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, we'll go up there in a minute. I'll have to walk through. Claws went under the stairs. Walk through kind of fast because the battery's about dead. Oh, 2 staircases. Look at that. Here's to the outside of the house.